Hello, and welcome to this filmmaker's commentary on the first documentary I ever made, Christmas Incorporated. I'm super proud of this for a first go at a documentary. Although it is not without its problems. It's fairly rough around the edges, but what it's about, I think it's a good subject. So. It's looking into the idea of Christmas, obviously, and whether it's lost its true meaning, i.e. has it become a very materialistic, commercialised time rather than a religious festival. I think we were maybe punching above our weight a little bit for the first documentary that we were trying to make, but it was the right time for it. We were making this in the November to December first semester of first year of university. So the idea of it was, it just came to mind, and we all decided that sounded quite good. I think it still holds up as a documentary. I've only done 2 documentaries, and we'll get to the other one later on. But anyway, this was made in a group of 4, so that's myself, Brad, who worked on the meeting with me last time, Luke, and Stephen. We also utilised locations that set up around this time, like the Christmas market, obviously the high street with all its displays, trees and lights, and inside the cathedral here, and we had a good group of interviewees, such as the Vice Dean of the cathedral here, who really does say some fantastic things. I think he's very good with what he says in regards to our questions on whether Christmas has lost its sort of religious meaning. And he was really great to work with. These shots are also, I love these shots as well, with the stained glass window in the background. Although we do have these close-ups. These cutaway to close-ups. They're okay. I think they're a little bit too close up, but he does eventually start sliding off the frame. And then these 2 interviewees here are fellow students that some of the crew knew. So they kind of represent the young ideology about Christmas, which is another good perspective to get it from. And then we've got these cutaways to the Christmas market. Now this is where it probably is a little bit rough, where these shots are quite overexposed and a little bit shaky. We just probably needed to go back and properly check camera settings on that. But it's still good stuff to look at. Got the and here we got the Christmas shop, kind of representing the view of the merchandising and commercialisation aspect of the documentary. Although this shop isn't actually, it's not here all year round. It's only a pop-up during November to December time. So I'm not sure really, looking back, if that is really a good thing to include. We probably should have gone into a big retailer maybe and got their perspective on it as well. But maybe that's something to look at for another time. I love that quote there from Roland Reed about people walking around and they looking really miserable. And you can just see here in shots like this, he is so far over on the left-hand side of the frame that it's ridiculous. We don't need all of this blank space of pedestrians and cathedral goers in the background. It's quite ridiculous how much space we have there. And throughout all of these interviews, obviously we were trying to practice standard interview setup, so proper camera and lighting positioning. Lighting on Roland's interviews are quite good actually. We brought along these, what were they? They're either Aries or a slightly smaller set of 3 lights that would go on stands, and we'd position them all around so that lighting looked good. And yeah, I think it's it worked quite well for the camera positioning on interviewees. Although the Christmas shop is a little bit underlit and needed a little bit better focus probably. So yeah, there's still these elements of it being just a little bit too rough that we could improve another time. And so back to the opening. This was quite hectic to film as our first scene, because obviously this is taking place during a Christmas lights switch on event, and so we're stuck in the middle of all these crowds as they're sort of taking in the market stalls and the event. And so we decided to split up into 2 groups. So one of us, in 2 groups of 2, one of us would be on camera, the other would be on sound. And so 2 of us were down at the bottom of the high street and the other 2 up towards the top of the high street. And there must have been some confusion, because I remember how we were asking some people nearby, and we were getting looks from lots of people as well with our big camera and tripod, and I remember being all wrapped up in sound cables, obviously trying not to trip anyone up. And it was we were asking other people nearby about what time are the lights being switched on. Do you know exactly? I think it was probably something like, it must have been 8 p.m. or something. And so we had our camera trained on the black silhouettes of the lights in the sky, waiting for them to be turned on, and there was no countdown or anything. So I think we even turned away for just a single moment, and the lights turned on. So we don't actually get the moment where the lights turn on in the documentary. So we edited around that, obviously, as you saw earlier, and have all these different shots of the lights already on and such. So yeah, that's one problem with documentary filmmaking, is trying to stay on track on the event and actually get what you aim to shoot. But it worked out all right in the end, I think, with some of the shots that we got. I think we do have a good song selection as well. Obviously it's just Christmas songs, but it was quite good. And then I do think the way we wrote the opening and closing commentaries, it's me, by the way, it's talking, hope you can tell. I do think how we wrote these pretty fantastic too. They sound quite profound, and I think it is quite sweet, and there's a good message to take away from it. Although, thinking about it, although it does sound quite profound, it does still kind of boil down to whoever you are and whatever you do around Christmas time, do it how you like. But anyway, that is Christmas Incorporated. Super proud of it. Yeah, I said it before, say it again, still super proud of it. It's got its moments where it's not, it's a bit rough. Obviously those shots that are overexposed and out of focus and things like that. But again, first time making a documentary as a group, I think we did bloody well. Fantastic interviewees, a great subject to talk about, I think, and yeah, I just love it. And obviously we've got another documentary coming up later on in the 15 short films run. That won't be for a fair few weeks now, I don't think. And so the next short film will be No Signal. This is just a silly little one, really. A short film that's meant to be presented as a silent film, like a black and white 1920s. No music, no talking, no sound effects, nothing, silent film. Although you will see next Friday how it has got music in it. But it's just piano music. So yeah, look forward to that. That's just a very, very short film of me being silly and not getting any signal on my phone. And surprisingly, it's the one that got the most marks out of all the short films in first year. So look forward to it. That's next Friday. So I will see you then. And with the commentary for that next Saturday as well. Okay then. Bye!